Um, Good morning, y'all. I'm Amazonian Treasures, known to y'all as Katrina Butler. I'm just sitting in my backyard. I was just meditating, connecting to Gaia, sitting out here grounding, healing my root chakra. And that is something that they said that I needed to heal the most. You know, when I'm doing my energy checks and things like that, self care is the most important thing that we need to do. I'm not coming over here to like read no cards and nothing like that. Just simply talking and discussing like things, just about the simplicity of life. I always talk about, well, amongst myself, how I look at things. I look at everything as a plant. We are plants as well, rather in the physical and the spiritual sense. More or less, the physical sense we could translate in many different things as the plant. And I want you to think about that word as I'm saying plant. Plant is something that is put in, if I could say it like that, I'm going to use that example, put in, applied. Um, when you're planting and growing seeds, growing whatever you're growing, um, of course you're going to need soil. That's going to be the foundation. You're going to need soil. And that translates into life is pretty simple. You're going to need that strong foundation, those boundaries, that structure, that organization, that routine, in order for things to flow. Because everything is energy. We're energy. God is energy. We are the gods. The God energy is in us. We were made in his likeness. So when in the case when I'm talking about plants, like I said, you need the soil. You need the foundation. You need the seed. We are the seed. The seed is within us. If you think about the seed as in a physical sense as our higher conscience, this is what guides us, tell us what to do, applies the things to us that we need. And that goes to the next step, what I'm about to say. That's the seed, the vessel, the person, the soul. And what we're on here for earth to do, to learn love, to learn balance, to learn about partnerships. These are the lessons that we're learning. And that goes into the physical sense, is talking about water. You water plants and they grow just like us. That's why I said self-care is the most important thing. In order for a plant to grow, you have to nurture it. You have to feed it water. That's the way that it grows. You can add other additives in, like vitamins, other little things that helps you, like tools. What we talk about as far as divination, Reiki healing, therapy healing. There's nothing wrong with healing through different alternatives rather than just the doctors that, you know, we go to every day. Just simply we in pain, we go straight to the doctor and heal ourselves that way. Have you thought about different alternatives of what you can do? Look into your body, look into your family history. And that's why I said we're in the season of roots, our generation, building something for ourselves. We had that time during that season. If the ones that know, they know. We had that time during the season when we had to go into hermit mode. I always talk about it a lot. When I say hermit mode, I'm talking about Mercury retrograde and the planet sense, as far as the way that the planets move, the planet's position and stuff like that. When we go into Mercury retrograde, we become the student. Because we become the student, we review what we have been through. Like almost like if you look at life like this, when you're in school, I'm sorry about the plane, y'all. I stay close near, that. But like I was saying, if you're in school, you're learning the lesson. The teacher is teaching you the lessons and stuff like that, teaching you this new thing that she's bringing to the table. So her job is to break it down so that you can understand it. And then when you understand it, get an understanding, you'll do practice, worksheets. Well, not before then. Well, yeah, before then you'll do like practice worksheets and different things just to test your understanding. And then at the end, when she think that you're good enough, she's going to set you free and make you take a test to see where your placement is with that. That's pretty much what Mercury retrograde is for us. It's for us to go through certain lessons. Certain people are put in our lives for a reason. Some people are planted there. It's no coincidence we don't meet people by coincidence. Like, sometimes God sends certain people in to send you messages, just different things. You need to really pay attention to what is really surrounding you. But overall, what I'm saying, that's just what life is. They send you multiple tests and stuff like that to see what have you learned. Are you good enough to go to the next level? Have you learned this lesson? And that's where it comes with self-care. Like I said, if you look at us like a plant, we have to water this vessel. We have to take care of it in every aspect. When I say mind, body, and soul, your mental aspect, you have to, okay, say for instance, it's certain things like if you're hanging around certain people and they always only speak negative, they're planting negative thoughts and negative energy into you're intaking that. It's almost like ingesting it, eating it. You're intaking it. We are like sponges. We're like magnets. We attract whatever is around us. That's why when you're chosen, you can't be around everybody. That's why God removes a certain amount of people, because it's things that he knows behind the scenes they have done, or what they're, maybe it's not even nothing they're doing bad like that, maybe they were, removed because they had other lessons. They had another path they had to go. Don't always mistake that as somebody being removed just because of that. Sometimes people are in your life for a season. But self-care is very important. But when I was talking about the mental aspect, planting those seeds, negative thoughts and stuff like that, that's why you speak positive affirmation. That's counteracting those negative thoughts, that negative energy that is coming. You speak it into existence. The tongue is powerful. You speak those positive affirmations of your life and you live in it by doing the physical aspect of it. Like if it's a goal, you have to change your mental aspect. That's planting the seed in the conscious. The conscious communicates with the higher conscious. So that's why that has to be on one accord. So when you fix your mental, you're going to try to manifest it in the physical. But let's not get that mistaken. Before you do the mental, it's going to always be the spiritual aspect that's going to come. That seed is going to be planted through you, through spirit. And we all out here have many different gifts in the way that God shows us things that they want us to do and to say, or to just look into. It might just be something that you've seen. Like I said, even just person, place, or things that are placed in your life is to show you different things for you to recognize. So you're going to do the spiritual. That's how the seed is planted with the spiritual. And they're going to give you that thought process is going to trickle down into your mental. And then how you physically manifest it, you got to do the work with it. In order for that seed that they have planted, spirit has planted to go through, you have to say it in your mind, say a positive affirmation, live in it, practice it, get in a routine. And then on the physical aspect, you're doing the work. The mental is thinking it. It's a process. Spirit is going to plant a seed. And you'll know if it's real spirit, if you're connected to God. He will only tell you positive things. He will never steer you away with negative thoughts and planting seeds like that. You should know. I don't even have to say too much. You should know where those thoughts are coming from. It can be self-inflicted. We always give the devil too much credit. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy, and that's our shadow self. And to be honest, the devil is doing his job. He is doing what he's supposed to do. It's not that we shouldn't even really be blaming him. He's doing his job, to be real. But it's us as human beings having that special sauce, what I call it, that higher conscience. We should know better, especially if you're tapped in. That's why when y'all be like, when we get our ass whooped by spirit, it'd be worse than a normal person, because we know better. That seed has already been planted in us. We done been through that list. We done jumped over that hurdle. So why drop down in frequency to get something off of a desire or to live in a desirable energy when you know it's temporary? It's just like a temporary high. It's never going to be good enough. That thirst is never going to be quenched. That's why self-care is important. It's like pouring the water into you. You quench your own thirst, knowing that you have worth with itself. And I know I look a mess, but Spirit told me to come on here like immediately. Like as soon as I did my meditation, as far as fits in my root chakra, he just told me to come on here. And when I say in the aspect of everything, you know, even on a deeper level, you're going to plant a seed. You need the soil, the foundation. We talk about that, the root. The root chakra has always got to be strong. Because you can't build something on a shaky foundation. Just think about that in the physical sense as far as a house. You build it on shaky foundation. Yeah, it might last a little bit, but eventually it's going to fall. Don't do temporary shit. Go through the lessons. Even if the journey is hard, patience is a key. That's a Chiron thing. Patience is a key. Love. And then, too, don't be so hard on yourself that you just like look at yourself as a failure. We are put here to learn lessons. How can you be called a failure if that's what's going to make us grow? There's no such thing as a failure in this world. It's just the choices we make and the energy that we choose to stay in. Pretty much. But let me get back. I always get off track a little bit when I'm channeling. But yeah, just think about, you need the foundation, the seed, and it's going to sprout up to something once you put the water in it, the nurturing, the passion, the action to it, taking care of it, making sure it's balanced and everything. Even if you have to feed it extra vitamins just to make sure it has a boost and it's growing correctly. And that's where the chakras come in, making sure they're aligned. That's where, that's the vitamins for the soul, as I say. And then the stuff just start growing. And as soon as you start growing and sprout into a strong tree, you start producing fruit. And if you look at that as in a generational wealth way, you build up a strong belief system or build up strong values, core values within yourself. That's the core, that's the seed, the plant. And like I told y'all got to look deeper into it. That goes back into the Enneagram. The feng shui is deeper than that. I be trying to tell y'all, it's way deeper than that. As far as the energies and everything is infinite. It's neither here or there. Once you understand that statement, what I'm saying, you'll understand. For the ones that know, like I said, the ones that have eyes will see, the ones that have ears will hear. But you grow into a tree and you start producing fruit. You now have built yourself strong enough where you're manifesting. That's producing that fruit. The things that that you fit, the spirit is putting the seed in you. It is sprouting, it's growing. And that's when I'll be telling you, like, some of the tarot readers, when they looking at the card as far as the sun, about saying, somebody's pregnant, they don't necessarily that you mean you're pregnant with a baby. You're technically pregnant with a baby. You're pregnant with the idea, like you're birthing something new, a new beginning, addition, adding fruit, whatever that is. And that's supposed to be a source of income, a source of peace, a strong foundation, whatever you're building, and that's aligned with your destiny, your journey. But if you apply that same sense into a family dynamic, you'll understand once you have yourself straight, then you can start helping others produce fruit. And now, boom, all of a sudden you have a whole garden. That's why they say water your garden. You can't help anyone if you're not producing fruit. You have to understand yourself in order to understand others. You're your first patient. Let's just say that. You're your first patient. And then when you fix your stuff within you, then you're able to help others grow. Pouring the water into them. That's why I tell you can't pour from a half cup. Because if you have a half cup, you barely getting the nutrients in the water that you need. How can you go over there and pour into someone else if you don't even understand yourself or understand the dynamic and the structure of life and the things that life consists of and what growing is about? about how to apply that water in your life, that love. How can you heal? And this is just channeling, and that goes with a generation, correcting the things in life that was not suitable for growth. And I'm talking to the black people right now, our Afro people. And I'm just gonna say that I just channeled that Tupac song, that little part that said, "The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the darker the skin, the deeper the root." Something like that. I don't know what is that. I just heard it in my head, but that is definitely he was spitting some fire there, y'all. Sometimes you got to look at stuff, not just with your hearing with your natural ears, but your spirit ears, your mind. Pretty much, life is simple. You have to just plant the seeds.